go to our pistol round on our CT side for Red Canids. So that's at least something going their way, you know, the fact that they can get their CT start. And if there is one half you want to start on Overpass, it would be CT side. But even so, with a victory against Isurus at 16-4, you can imagine that Boom would be ready to hit the floor running, if you will, in this map and probably take good control of this best-of-3 series. We'll see what they can do, though. As we go to our pistol round, and already Boom has started things off by just doing that. Like, what on earth was that shot?
That was crazy.
I've got nothing. I've got nothing to say about that. Like, just well done, SHZ. Well done.
Ooh, the information from the City side, getting aggressive through the short face. And even with a player pushing out through long after finding the opening pick, it hasn't really forced any kind of a rotation off the B bomb site. It might in a bit. But for so far, SHZ has got full A site control.
And they're going to try wrap around and try so they can deal with him here, but Nithon is not ready for him to be in bank. That is just a... yeah. Bomb making his way in. SHZ going to get aggressive. Look for FNX and get him as well. He'll get shot in the back. He still turns around and gets knocked. How do you do this? 4 kills. And that's probably round over. Nothing Destiny's going to do about this.
The damn P250. My goodness. That was incredible to get 4 massive kills. And to think all SHZ's role in this pistol round, Jay, was to try and sell a fake and pull rotations. First of all, he wasn't really able to pull too many rotations early on, and he goes, you know what? Since they're not rotating, let me just keep pushing.
He's going for the ace. Oh my God! What was that?
What a way to kick things off on Overpass, Jay.
I can't believe it. that should not have happened.
No.
That should not have happened. Full 5 frags for SHZ with the 180 as well towards Knack. Oh, damn. Boy, that is a hell of a start for the Boom side, and absolutely not where Red Canids wanted to kick things off. That pistol couldn't have gone worse, I feel like.
Yes, that's so disappointing. For the CTs, they just get picked apart by one individual player, and Boom Esports, what a confidence booster that is going into their own map pick. They're probably so confident at this point, thriving. Well, USPs will stack their way in towards mid to try turn the narrative, and actually they do find themselves a couple of good picks back on the CT forces. So a AK and a UMP to be found here. Mac-10s from Yell will try to deal with the 2 players getting aggressive, so they find that AK once again. Best to get it out of the CT hands, and Yell will do just that. Spray through, Bolts gets the nade kill on towards Lato, and that was all FNX last man standing over on the A-bomb side. They've basically got B-side control here from SHZ, so... there you go. A plant should be secured, and I don't think he'll be able to get a retake in, even if he tried for this here play. And indeed, SHZ will just spray through, get his 6th on the board, nice and easy. And again, we've seen the CTs been able to do good damage on these very low buys, the ecos, the half buys, and they take 2 people down. Now the rifles to come up. The AUG for Lato and the AWP. This is what I wanted to see coming out from Nathan getting on to Overpass on the CT side.
And the early smokes out to the monster position to stop anything going their way. Flashes over the incendiaries are standing to return from the Boom Esports side, but this does deny them early sort of push potential and the early information towards that B bomb site. Bolt's lurking out here, spraying through, hoping to get a lucky kill, hoping to get some damage or some sort of information against the Red Canids side. The majority of the T-side forces are here towards mid and potentially could push out towards long. And they'll push on towards the likes of FNX and potentially Nithon, who's glass cannon AWP in this round.
Full connector control being established from the top down coming out for Boom Esports. Boosting a player up to get a little bit more vision around that banana area. Very passive stuff coming out for the CTs. No real B presence to come out for Boom so far. Just a single lurker of Bolts to try and hold off any kind of aggression. But pretty standard stuff coming out for the Ts. Really trying to slow down the clock. And look how much utility is left on the CTs. Once they put in an execution, there's just no way that the CTs can use like the counter utility to stop the execution coming through.
That last smoke especially was a key piece of counter utility. That's now just gone out of play. Cello puts up one smoke, but FNX will stab him in the back and take him down. Now the rotations will be called, and Boom should realize that Red Canids are going to stack up the B bomb site. They're going to have to commit quick if they want to try and hold off their own. And the AUGs and such are still sitting pretty and waiting. A flashbang from Nak. 17 seconds left, and Red Canids can still hold down the control. Boats gets Lato, but Nako sprays on towards 2. Nithon gets an AWP kill. He's dealt with by Phelps. Turns around for a secondary spray, but he's the lone man standing, and he just can't seem to do it on his own. As Red Canids will take a round back on the rifles here. 2-1 to the T-side board. And with the economy game in the early round, this does mean that Boom might just be down to an eco. I mean, I say this, and they've gone for force buys in several of the nuke rounds on that T-side as well. They are going to go for it this time as well. Yeah, 2 AKs, Tech 9s, and all the head Kevlar coming through.
And that round was won by the flank, in all honesty. The CTs were able to set up a really good establishment at the B bomb site. Great crossfire, the stack to come in. And boom, they run straight into it. The AWP, not going to see any early information, but he's going to be able to find the pick, and that's a good opening. That's Yell getting taken down. Phelps tries to go for the trade, but the AWP is just too quick to get out of there.
Good frag to find. Red Canids will need to try and hold as many as they can in the opening duels. And the CTs just get that pick and they fall back. I think they know that Boom will be on force buy, so no need to over-aggress. Potentially concede a couple of frags that you did not want to concede at all. Smokes up 1:10 still left to go to the clock. The CTs have that full mid control. The Boom side are going to focus fire from the long execution. The AWP of Nithon's there to try and deny it here. And the triple boost coming in. But it's an AK that looks on towards the bomb site. The flash is over and Nithon could potentially contest it. Smoke ready from SHZ. And 50 seconds to the clock. It looks like the T's are going to go in for this hit. A flash over from Cello as well as Phelps and Bolts make their way in. A second one going to try and blind off the AWP. And Molotov top of the APC. I think that's going to bounce off of it. FNX gets SHZ as Nithon goes down. Sprayed arm for a second and a third and a fourth. But Destiny is the man that steals that fourth and final frag away. So second on the board for the Canids. The Boom force buy has gone awry. So therefore we should be seeing the eco come in from the T side.
And what I love on the CTs as well, it's not common that you see boosts like that out from the long area, but both the 2 CTs at the A bomb site are playing so passive and they're not caught out in the open at any point that the triple boost finds an opportunity to find that kill. And 2-2, we are tied up. I'm actually starting to already see a better performance from Red Canids on this map, and it's already early days.
Yeah, and this is the kind of adjustment we wanted to see between map 1 and map 2. Even though we thought it was unlikely, it's the best chance that they've got at the moment, and it's the only chance they have. They have to win this map to stay alive in the series. Early damage being sustained by the T-side forces, but Cello gets the P250 pick on FNX. I mean, these P250s have been so good for Boom so far in this map. It's not surprising to me. But even so, that's an M4 that they could potentially work with. He's passed off towards Cello on 99 HP. No Kevlar or helmets for any of the T-side players. But a lack of presence on the B bomb site here. If they stack up and rush now, then they could overwhelm Lato.
And he's only got an MP9. He may be able to only find 1 or 2 kills, but this should definitely be a bomb plant coming in for the T side at least.
All making their way in. Red Canids not going to opt for a rotation. That could be the first responder if they do. And Lato tries to reposition himself. The M4 of Cello will go first. Got 2 T-side players to back him up. The SMG spray gets him. Look for the next player up. USP trying to tap his way through and actually gets that headshot on for a third frag. Not quite, but Nat comes in to support the AWP. The AUG, I should say, actually coming in to get the frag. AWP out from Graffiti. Maybe able to get a kill back on Bolts, but he'll get forced out of position. So the AK drops that bomb. They've gone for the plant early on. I could have seen them have at least a bit of an economy boost for the Boom side. I mean, an eco's never that easy to win. I think as soon as they hit resistance on that B site, they should have just gone straight in for that plant and got more money for this buy-up. As it stands, though, 3 rounds loss bonus, $2,400 off the back of an eco, so we should be seeing AKs galore for the T side.
I'll tell you what, that's an absolutely superb hold coming out on the B bomb site from Lato with that MP9. Does a lot of damage, but the big thing, rather than just the kills and the damage, Jay, is how much he's able to delay the presence from the T side, allow the rotates to come in to try and assist the best that they can. First time we've really seen any kind of con presence early on for the CTs. They do back out of it. The short control taken, and just a lot more confidence coming out in the CTs. I can really start to see them being the dominant force in this Overpass game, and they started to look a little bit scared going in on Nuke, and this is kind of the playstyle that I really want to see from them, because they're already a map down, FNX doing a lot of damage, and look at that, 4 versus 2 so early on into the round. Boom struggling in the early part of this first half.
It is very similar to how things went down on the CT side for Red Canids over on Nuke, so I'm not too shocked that this is the way things have turned out here. Bolts will take out FNX as he gets caught out aggressive in the ladder room area. And the CT's just going to pick apart what remains of the T-side forces. That being said, though, Bolts with a kill on Lato. 2 players left standing. The spray's good. Oh, no. The AKs may still come alive. He's got a face against Destiny and making so much noise, giving up the information. And in the end, Red Canids will secure their 4th. But even so, plenty of damage being done to the CT line for Boom Esports. That's a big, big round to find.
No, that's massive. Goats turned into a 1 versus 1. Some good fights being won from Bolts. But all in all, not able to get the clutch successful. And they're able to pick up the AWP that was dropped off to put that back into the hands of nothing. And we spoke about these half buys and the force buys before. Look how much of an investment's coming out from Cello and Phelps.
Yeah, plenty of those forces to see. I'm not too surprised that we're seeing all this come out. Utility certainly a plenty for the T side as Boom lose their first contact. That's an SMG dropped, but 2 kills coming back from Phelps and Bolts. SHN making it 3. Phelps is all the way in water, and Lato's not ready for this. It's 1 player left standing, and Knife on the AWP so close with the pistol gets the kill on Phelps, but no more than that. And Boom with a big round, just pistols and MAC-10s. I wouldn't even call that a full-blown force buy. A couple of players went in for the investment, but everybody else was kind of just left back towards upgrades and nothing much more than that. And that is a 3rd for the Boom Esports side here, Dweg.
That is a phenomenal round. To think that with not much of an investment, they throw in the quick B take, and this time around it's successful. And what I love as well is, like, as soon as contact's made at the B bomb site, we see FNX wanting to try and push through a connector to try and deny the early presence. He gets cut off by one of the lurkers in the short position. Good trades going the way. We even see the Glock doing a lot of damage and finding a kill from Phelps. And for the CTs, that's a round that you should definitely not be losing. And that might kind of hurt them a little bit psychologically, thinking that we're doing okay in the gun rounds because we've got the lead. We should have been up 5-2, but we kind of just threw that last round away. What can we do to try and maintain a successful first half? That's what they're going to be thinking.
Well, a bit of a harsh bite to try and so they can do that here for Red Canids. Obviously, the damage being done by Boom over the last couple of rounds leaves them on FAMASs at best. And yes, Red Canids are doing well on the CT side. Boom are struggling when they look in their element, but we're still seeing responses coming out from this T side, so don't count out Boom just yet.
Really,
double nade stacks coming in against the stack position, and they have gone for a B stack, as you say. 3 players going to make their way in from Monster. Is Bolts ready for this? He'll spray through. They'll miss those bullets. Still tapping coming close. You'll see them both, and actually they'll overwhelm with the FAMAS. Kill coming in. Cello can respond towards short, though, and look on to try to deal with Destiny. He can't get the tap against his headshot.
I'm not sure they actually know that Destiny is so far aggressive. Knack as well, being able to find one with the CZ, and he knows exactly where SHZ is. What a beautiful round so far for the CTs. We're already starting to see the rotate coming out from Lado to the A bomb side. This is still very doable for the CT side, even with the disadvantage in terms of weaponry.
Boom will still make their way in. AK and M4 picked up by Knack and Destiny, and there's one player on the bomb site. He's dealt with by Phelps. Yell next to face. Nython backed up towards his mid position. May find 2 frags, and he does get Phelps. So now it's all left to Yell. The AWP on him in a 1-on-3 situation here. He's backed up, moving into position. Knack's on the backstab, though. He'll get the spray together, and he will find his 2nd kill of the round to close it out here for the Red Canids. A 5th for the CT side. And Boom did well, but as you say, you know, Red Canids were the ones at the disadvantage, and they found themselves 2 AKs and an AWP for free.
Yeah, that's a great round. And it's in a bit of a weird money state at the moment. I should expect the buy to come in, but we're going to see a couple of players on Galil's. What's Phelps got for him? There should be at least one glue. I believe that there's one AK dropped. It's just the Deagle coming out for SHZ, and yeah, there's an AK on the floor. So they do get a relatively good buyout, but this is an opportunity again for the CTs to just destroy the economy and get off to a very good lead in this first half. And look at the AWP looking for the opening pick, and oh, there's an opportunity to find it finally. There it is, the opening pick going in the way of the CTs. Quick trade should come out, and so it does, but it doesn't follow up. I love the way that even with the opening picks being found, the trades come out so quickly from Boom.
I mean, said though, they can't keep it up forever on the Red Canids side. 3 on 3. They've always had the trade advantage. Now we're back at even standing. The 2 AKs are still in play for Destiny and Knack though, so still working potential at this stage. The bomb. Back at Cello, moving into the bathrooms. He's got Destiny facing away from that long position. Better be ready and wary of how they face against him here. They're going to go right past him. It looks like they will. Ooh, this could be disastrous.
Destiny's going to say it's clear at A. He has to. He's already pushed up from long. He's going to hear bolts, but they don't know about the long presence.
Utility coming in. He'll see the man. Take the shot. No, he's not going to take the shot just yet. Making some noise now. Bolts is going to hear it. Bolts is going to hear it. He knows exactly where this player is. He still looks onto the site and sees one player making his way in. The plant could get secured. The flashes come over as the engagement comes in, but Bolts wraps over, gets the man down. 3 on 2 situation. Latto also taking damage. I think they're going to fall out and save, or not actually. Re-aggressing from Latto's par, but it looked like they were going to get back to the B bomb site for the moment. That nade up against Knack. I mean, quite a bit of damage. 20 to his name. And Phelps still sitting in his corner, ready to receive them all coming in. Knack taken out, and all that remains is Latto. 1 versus 3 in bank, and Phelps start to close in the bracket against him. He can't make his way to the bomb site. He can't make his way back out. He does get the kill on Phelps and force the issue for 1 good pick. But needs to do a lot more from here, it seems, Dwayne. And with the time ticking away, there is no defuse coming in for the man. It will be a 4th for the Boom Esports side as Cello chases. If he can get this pick out against him, then this will be a ton of damage done. But he actually goes up with the bomb instead. And Boom within 1 of the CT lead now.
I'll tell you what, you might be sort of looking at Destiny, and you might be laughing at sort of the play that he made, but he didn't really do a lot wrong. It was definitely more of the fact that Bolts had just completely outplayed him. They got the information as soon as those footsteps were heard. You saw the flashbang coming out to blind him as well from the T-sided players at the A bomb side, and that just allowed Bolts to do his thing, take his time, win out the gunfight, and it made the retake just not possible. They had to go for the save in the end. And Boom, a very nice round for them to convert. A much needed one as well.
We'll force the issue back on Red Canids though. Look at Nithon. Straight headshot with Nat getting a 2nd kill on the Deagle. Flashbangs over from the B bomb site, won't see anything. Meanwhile, the contact being established by the T side. Phelps getting that, getting a secondary kill on Nithon and everything. So a 3 on 3 situation re-established by Boom. But that Scout Deagle combination looked extremely deadly for a moment, and now the T's are doing damage to each other. Red Canids have thrown Boom off quite significantly here.
I love the way that Boom have been able to bring that back into a 3 versus 3. Bit of an off angle being held from Lato at the B bomb site, and he's all by himself. Now, unfortunately, with this position, if they end up making presence from short, it's really difficult for him to try and hold off. And what Boom are doing at the moment, they're just trying to clear out connector. They want to try and understand exactly where the CT's positions can be. We are going to see the double stack coming out to the B bomb site, and that re-smoke, that at least denies another 18 seconds. If they can get this pick to the A bomb site, they'll just rush it immediately. Oh, Destiny again. This could be the big play.
Could well do. He's lurking around from that long position and slowly moving up. SHZ with his back turn. The spray's easy for the FAMAS, and now picking up that AK and a Molotov as well. Could deny a position here, but he only just smoke up the cross towards bank and not do anything else with that. It's Bolts and Phelps backing up and making their way into the site, trying to check out where Destiny is held from. They'll push up to that bank position, making a little bit of noise. This could be an easy first kill for FNX. The second one's going to be a bit more difficult, but he taps with the sprays, not returning from the T side. So Red Canids going round for round against Boom Esports. Every time they seem to find themselves one up, Boom are able to respond. So, you know, kind of the war of attrition that Red Canids can win going into the turn of the half. But still, this T side keeping it as close as they can. I think Boom are mostly focusing on that second half, so they're not going to try and brute force their way into a lead at this stage. They still will brute force their way into the rounds, though. Buys are consistent from the T side.
One thing I'm starting to notice, especially on the Boom Esports side, is the fact that they're allowing the CTs for a lot of lurking plays and a lot of information. And that just comes down to their defaults, unfortunately, not holding all of the angles properly, because we're just seeing so much movement going around on the CT side, and that's what's winning them the rounds. Boom Esports forcing into this, using a little bit of early utility to try and fake a quick take. Look at Bolts. Could he find the opener with the CZ?
He's evaded Knack entirely. The burst through the M4, it's no idea. He's so close. He still whiffs out the taps for the CZ, though. Oh, the best of chances, but the bullets go everywhere, but connecting to the target. The boost up from Feltz. Meanwhile, we'll see Destiny out towards Toxic Barrels, take him down. Fallout position as they try and get out of dodge. They do find that opening kill on the Boom side in the end. Could have been 2, though, if they were a little bit more accurate on that Monster push. And they're going to push Monster again, re-aggressing from Bolts with the CZ. He sees the boost player, taps his way through, sees FNX next. I know there's one player on short, one player on bridge. Knack will get a kill to CZ, tries to adjust to FNX. As Cello desperately looks for his kill on short, gets to the headshot tap. And all that's left is Knack in the back of the bomb site in water. The nade from SHZ, though, misses. And that takes a teammate out. Nython getting yelled to 2 versus 2. And that nade could have costed them everything for the Boom side. Bolts left standing alone on site. Bomb dropped to the right-hand side at the short face, and Knack is looking for his lone AK. He pops his head up just above ramp and finishes off the T side 7-4. And what looked like a good start from Boom on the force up, all went to hell very quickly.
Oh my goodness, that HE loses them the round. Oh, Boom. There were a few mistakes that just unfortunately didn't go their way, a few advantages that didn't go their way. They were able to find some of the opening picks, but that HE, oh, they're going to be so upset about that.
The worst part about that HE as well is that it clipped itself off the very corner of the wall. Like there's a little sticky out bit, and it bounced back towards them. Like that couldn't have gone worse.
So unfortunate.
It's one of those rare moments where it's like, usually, a nade wouldn't connect to that position. But in this case, it did. That's a good response from Destiny. It's an anti-eco frag.
I was almost definite that he was going to get taken down there. That, even though, yes, it was an eco, that was extremely quick for him not to get traded. Making their way up to the B-bomb side, Knack. He has been really impressive. The in-game leader, 32 years old, one of the veteran players in the Brazilian scene, joining the likes of FNX on this lineup. And he's been to 2 majors, won both of them. It's been a while since he's been to a major, Jay. It's been, what, 4 years, I kind of want to say, since FNX has been to his last major? It's been a while.
He's got that experience, though. And
Absolutely.
obviously, you know, just to add to the likes of Knack as well, who obviously is another veteran player here for the Red Canids side. That veterancy will get them into the lead here for the CT half. Against the rifles, though, the trees. It seems like they can make an 11-4 in the same sort of way that Boom did in their first half of Nuke. It's Nython with the opening kill, following suit on towards Phelps. Very nicely connecting from the AWP. But not much more than that here. It's a 5-on-3. SHZ going to try trade. Good connection to the headshot spray. Yell gets Nython as well. So Orb is now out. But the AK still is in for Destiny. He gets a pick back to 3-on-2. Man advantage for the CT side.
Quite aggressive, trying to take the fight against Yell. He would have seen the information of exactly where that bomb is, falls back, and the HE not doing any damage. For the CTs, they're in a really good position. First of all, they're up 8-4, Jay, and they're in a 4 versus 2, and they're all playing together. Now, they're opening up the B bomb side, but they would have known where the bomb was, so they can almost know that there's not going to be any quick B presence. And Destiny getting that information through connector, long spray coming through, able to connect, and what can Yell really do at this point? He's only got 30 points of health share.
Probably best to save the AK, I'd say, at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though.
I mean, how many rounds of loss bonus are they on right now is the question I'm asking. It's sort of been, what, maybe 2?
4?
Maybe? Has it been 4?
Yeah, well, they've lost 3 rounds in a row, but they've lost 4 out of the past 5.
Okay, so... in the end, he will go down. I was going to say that money bonus would have been pretty great. It looks like this next round will be the max loss bonus buy. A tactical pause for Boom here. Part of that probably is to figure out the buy strategy, because they've got a lot of money. Probably a 1.5k buy, 2k buy roughly for the for the T side, I should say. Just get a little bit out.
Force.
You don't want to see. I don't think a force is right.
Yeah.
Maybe a half buy could be it could be the best thing for them at the moment.
Yeah, you can buy down. You're going to get 3,400 in the next round, so you can buy down to potentially 1,500, 1,600 around that mark. Maybe the AWP of Yell, if he wants to pick it up, he can buy down to about 2,500. But should be around that 1,500, 1,600 mark for most of the players, at least. That's going to give them the full AK, set util, armor as well. And at least being able to have a fair bit of money to work with in this next half buy, which is what we should see, is if they can take the AK out of the hands of FNX, that could be big. That could be really, really big. They just need rounds, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about trying to take an AK out of a player's hands. They need rounds. This is their map pick.
Going into round 15 as well, it doesn't matter what they take away from Red Canids. The best they could do is limit their buy. And it'll be pretty heavy investment, all things considered, for Boom. Yes, it's not a full-blown force buy, but $900 on bolts. Cello also at 1,300. Phelps on 12. A lot lower than some of the standard numbers you'd see out of a half buy. Not a lot of utility to come out for it. They're relying heavily on the MAC-10s and CZ to do their damage. Nades up to try and get short control from Lato and Cola. Smoke towards Bridge Cross, though. Gets that bomb to cross to the side. I think Boom are going to go quickly into this B site, go to get the plant, and try and fend off the 5-on-5 retake.
And that's massive. They get that bomb plant, especially with more of an investment than what we expected. Lato being boosted up. Oh, he does so much damage. That's 1 HP onto Cello.
It's information gain as well. They know the boost is in there. They know there's 2 players out to this position, so Phelps can just adjust against it while his teammates watch heaven from the site. SHZ goes down, playing the off angle, trying to deal with one. Knack reads Phelps though. Yell goes falling, Cello quick to follow, and Bolts is left alone here as the last man standing on towards short. Molotovs and smokes to keep him away. They hear that damage, they hear the defuse coming in. Red Canids will secure double digits at the turn of their half. Thankfully, they got the bomb plant there for the Boom side, though. Yeah. If they didn't get that bomb plant, then this next round would have been a very, very hard buy back into round 15.
Well, it gives them so much more util on some of the players that force down quite a lot. Bolts as well, staying alive. He's able to hold on to his armor that he had, so he doesn't need to reinvest in that matter. And Yell picking up that AWP would not have been possible. Maybe a teammate would have chucked it over to him, but he's got the ability to pick it up now with that bomb plant coming through. Could we see maybe 5 rounds for Boom? This is such a turnaround, and it's a great sign to see for the CTs. I'm really happy that they've actually been able to bring this back.
FNX trying to continue the good fortune here. 3 players to line up and take the throw. 1, 2, not quite 3. SHZ there with a trade back, and he will get the man out of play. And that with the M4. Round in the corner, sees the AWP, but Yell turns on for a trade frag, so Boom still keeping it even standings at this moment. A little bit of work to do though as Lato gets the bomb. Bolts dropping this one out in the open. The CTs have everything they need to work with to continue with this half win. In the scopes as well from Lato. Can't predict just correctly where Yell is. He eventually spots him actually into the smoke. And that'll be 11th on the board for the Red Canids side. A good half of the CT side, and we'll go to a break to see whether they can replicate going onto the T side. Boom still up a map. Canids need this victory. Stick with us after the break.
heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I wrote it all along on your wave right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. What I do right now. What I do right now for you, for you. Carolina skies in the night, floating by your side. I fell up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm laughing to myself, cause I know that I can't deny. I can't find what you can't hide right inside my.
So it was a return half from the Red Canids side to keep themselves alive at the turn of their CT side. Will Boom be able to return with a similarly confident start here in the second half of our second map? They are 11-4 down. And still a chance to recover this 2-0 series here, Dwayne. I mean, they've gone for a very early short stack to hope to catch off the Red Canids players going in towards Monster or the short position, but just early passiveness coming in and the smoke up from NAC that might open things up for a B-side execution.
We've already seen the rotates coming out from the early B stack, the execution coming into the B bomb side, the T side. Are they going to be able to find these entries? That's the all-important one, but the short control from Cello, this could be vital.
USP standing by, taps up from Phelps, will do a bit of damage against him. Cello taking a damage, and Lato will take him down. Phelps also tagged up for the Boom side as heavy aggression from FNX will catch Bolts off guard. Not ready for the Heaven control. Meanwhile, Yell pushing in the back lines. He catches off Lato. SHN gets a kill of his own right. FNX will press forward, take down the backup towards Graffiti. 3-on-2. Yell getting a secondary kill. Plenty of support here from Heaven. They actually managed to sandwich in Nithon. Tap the bomb once. They don't know the player's still here towards short. He will tap up the kill. Phelps got 10 seconds to defuse. He hasn't got time for this. And will take the man out. But he's just not going to get this round together. It will be a 12th for the Red Canids. Boom did their best, but in the end were overwhelmed by the aggression of the T side.
And you almost have to think that maybe if one of the players would have had a kit, that round definitely would have been doable. Well, all 5 players of the CT side decided to just buy Kevlar in that last round, and it didn't work out for them. Okay, and looking at the first map as well, Joe, we've seen 2 11-4 scorelines now. And with 12-4, we're actually mirroring what we said on Nuke. How do you come back from this? There's just not enough rounds to work with.
Yeah, no, I mean, we saw a bit of a comeback from Red Canids on their CT side in that second half, but it didn't go their way, which is the key thing. You know, they didn't have, you know, the fullest of the fullest of halves, and Boom, you know, losing that pistol pretty key. Red Canids did everything they could to hold off against the CT incoming forces. And again, major advantages have been gained here as they keep their eyes on various positions. Have they got the weird boost going into towards T-spawn? I don't know. It won't be effective either way for the CTs. Because Red Canids are pushing towards A, and they'll know that. Cello's death will give up the info they need. The flashbangs over from SHZ will try to buy a bit of support. The scout's still here towards Long, will get bursted up, and Nithon will take him down. But that's a lot of damage done to NAC, FNX, and Nithon for this one. The Deagle's seeing the head and dropping the bomb. That's beautiful from the likes of SHZ.
Lasso potentially with a smoke down towards Cross. The deagle back from Bolts gets a kill. SHZ is dealt with. It's only Bolts left, but he's got a headshot and a low HP player to find. But he couldn't flick towards the man on the flower pot. So FNX will secure a 13th for Red Canids. And boom, with that force bite, unfortunately, will be left out of round 18.
Ooh, that is one big clutch coming out from FNX. And now the difference of what we saw in the second half of Nuke is that second round, that anti-eco was a complete save coming out from Red Canids. Now this time, Boom decides to go for the force, which means we're going to see the rifle round a round later. Because potentially, with this buy coming in, is a very light investment for the CTs. We should definitely see a 14-4 scoreline. And I'm honestly pretty surprised now that Boom decided to go with the Overpass pick. Because what we're seeing is just... It's almost as if, Jay, the oppositions picked their opposition's map picks. Like, that's kind of like what we're seeing.
And make sure those vetoes weren't swapped. Seen that happen before. But the truth is that, you know, even with the stat line, it makes sense for Boom to pick this map because it's one that they've been pretty good on in the past. It's not one that Red Canids like to play that often, let alone, you know, play well. You know, they've lost to some pretty... They've had some pretty devastating losses, all things considered, you know. I mean, it's just not one of those things where you would expect Boom to be in this position. You would think the scorelines are swapped. Boom will try to change their pacing here, going a bit slow for the eco. Yell spotting out one player in contact towards Monster. The flashbang from Knack will also allow the face up from Lato. They should be able to connect the dots and figure out there's 3 players here. But meanwhile, over on the A bomb site, we've got Nython potentially getting the backstab. He's dealt with by SHZ, and Bolts gets a kill back with the CZM. 3-on-3 with the AK, dropping the bomb as well. Destiny next up, and Bolts could not get the spray to the next man. FNX will deal with Cello, and the Deagle and Mac 10 of SHZ is all that remains. He gets one player dropped. He knows where that bomb's been dropped as well. And FNX, if he wants to go for a rotation, he's got to go through short and connector. I think the squeaky door is closed, actually. He'll be heard regardless. SHZ knows he's going there. He's going to grab an AK and try and fend off on a retake.
And FNX, again, this is going to come down to another big clutch from him. 1 versus 1. He does have a lot of options considering how slow the rotate is coming out. Let's see whether he decides to get aggressive or passive. It looks like it's going to be the passive angle. He's going to try and take the long range fight from this long position. Or even rotate off to bathrooms. No kit. That's the big thing, is there's no kit on the CT side, Jay.
Yeah, and that's the main issue for SHZ. No utility either, so he can't go for a 10-second ninja. If he did, that would have been great. But tapping it once, forcing FNX to peek. Sending him towards mid, no information gain. Tap again, and he gets the headshot. Has he got time for this? This will be close. Oh, if he gets this, though, this will be absolutely beautiful. Oh, no.
Oh!
It's not going to happen.
No, that couldn't have been too far off.
That must have been, like, maybe... What, a half a second or so?
Yeah.
Maybe even less than that. Like, that was so close.
Oof. And again, FNX winning out a massive 1 versus 1. It's really good to see the veteran players as well being able to clutch in pretty tense scenarios. But 14-4, Jay, this recovery is just so far gone.
I mean, to Boom's credit, they have a couple of caveat points. You know, they've done a lot of damage on that last round. They didn't invest much. They've got M4s and AWP coming into this one. They took all 5 players out from Red Canids. So if they're able to win this round, then this could be 3 free rounds on the trot, maybe even 4 if they can win the preceding rifle. Everything after that is going to be the issue, though. They have got to grind their way back from 14-4, though. So, like, you know, the outset's still not looking good, but... I've seen this come back before, Blake. I'm pretty sure you have too. So let's not count them out just yet until we see that match point. Once we get match point is when I'll be convinced that, yeah, okay, Red Canids have got this, you know?
Well, the big thing for this round, at least, is if Red Canids are able to win out this round, there's just no money for the CT side. Early damage being done to Destiny. Good rotates already coming out to the A-bomb side. Oh, I like this play coming out from Yell. Is he able to get an opening opportunity with this AWP?
Don't think you can see anything just yet. He's got plenty of players to find for this one. Mac, with the bomb in particular, spotting out Knife and taking him down. A big kill to find, and they'll continue to press up here to the mid position. It's Cello, backed up by Feltz, will still take his swing and get a 5 versus 3. Incendiary's back, flashes over. Destiny going to try to see if he can take out the AWP player, but Yell not getting too aggressive. They'll see his shadow. The flashbang available, he gets 1. Spray transfer to a 2nd. The bomb being dropped as well, but the nade from Bolt's there to respond. Lato left alone, gets 1 pick, but But no further than that. Bolts will get himself 2 kills on AWP, regained by the CT side, and that will cripple the economy of Red Canids.
Oh, what a round coming out from Yell. That first pick being fantastic. First of all, to get the information, and second of all, to at least halt the offensive from making their way into the bomb site. And then he peeks in again and gets his second kill of the round. Good counter flashbangs from Boom as well. To at least try and allow the crossfire set to have a little bit more presence and a little bit more of an advantage in the gunfight. Force by coming out for the T side. These UMPs are going to have to try and deal with this. A little bit of early damage done, I think, by an incendiary grenade. Or Molotov, to say the least, to SHZ. But connector control established really quickly. And look how passive Boom are playing as well. They're just allowing this map territory to be taken.
Yeah. Trying to set up a counter towards mid, especially if playing off the back of Cello with the UMP. Probably going to bait him with the AWP as well. Taps up and the Tech 9 takes him down. Damage has been done to Knack, but he gets that kill in the end. Yell also forced off angle. The flying Tech 9 gets a kill. Destiny does go dropping. 1 HP left for Knack, 2 kills to his name. And the burst in from Phelps gets a pick back against FNX. Damage has been done, and Knack grabs the AWP. So the UMP from Phelps finally gets a kill on towards Lato. Nithon is next to face. And the bomb's not planted for him on long. He's got to face all the way around towards APC where Phelps is ready and waiting for him. SHZ is the man with the kit, so he's got to stay alive, and Knack will go down. Order Nithon, Tech 9. Good effort from Red Canids to get themselves a plant out from this one, and damage being done, but I think all the main rifles will stay in play for Boom, so yeah, 2 UMPs dropped. And a money bonus for Red Canids that should lead to an eco, and then a really good buy off the back of that.
Well, I'll tell you what, again, we saw a good opening coming out for the T's. We saw the Tech 9s just overwhelming the A bomb site, but the retake, it was very calm. They took their time. They were making sure that they were checking all the areas, peeking together as well. And for Boom, good retake coming through. Yell, it was a little bit of a difficult scenario for him at the A bomb site, especially with how close the T side were. But it's another round for Boom, and that is the important impact. Upgraded Deagles. If they could get a bomb plant for the T side, yes, they would be able to get a buy into the next round anyway, but it would just make the economy rolling or start to look to be in a better phase than where it is at the moment.
For now, it's just careful play from both sides. Think about that economy a little bit later for both of them, especially for Red Canids, obviously being in the eco status. They've got enough cash with the lost bonus to go for a really, really good buy. These Deagles, any kills they can find with them will just be bonuses for the T's. The orb kill on Yell drops the first. Deagle, FNX trying to look for Cello. He does get him down, so that's a bonus. AWP forced to fall back, though. Might consider another bomb plant. No, he grabs FNX on the way back out of face. The M4 also next up. Lato will tap through. Try look for Phelps. He does get him. Almost getting another kill as well, but now tagged up by the AWP. Bolt swings in, denies the bomb plant, so no extra money for the T side. And 2 kills is all they'll get away with. Still, though, given the economy state of Boom, I'd say that that's actually 2 pretty important kills to find.
Absolutely, it definitely is. And I love that Boom have been able to hold on to that AK on the CT side. That's really important, especially with SHZ having a lot of impact in these last few rounds. Now, that bomb plant would have allowed at least a little bit more utility to come out on Destiny and a few of the other players, but for the most part, it is pretty much full util for everyone on the T side.
Oh, this nade.
Oh, yeah. Good damage again. Utility usage has been really good from Boom.
Lato on 48. A big start again from the Boom side, and they need to get rounds like this together. Lato's going to walk into the Molotov, 17 HP. They heard him as well. Where they're going to put this nade? They've got a HE out there. They opt against it, actually. But if they landed it on Lato directly, that would have been an early kill without having to take a single face against the T side. That would be damageless across the Boom side, ready for the weakened Red Canids hit. And it looks like they're still leaning towards B here. You know, Boom have read this pretty well. They've got the mid control in the bathrooms area. As this hit comes out from the T side, again, one player is going to be weakened, and the majority of the CTs are out here. Smoke out towards heaven. First man spotted. The spray is awkward. They do get Destiny. Nython eventually turns around for a decent kill with a nade, landed directly by the CT forces to return the damage towards him. Lato does find a pick on Bolt. S8 said also known, and Lato just sprays through the smoke to get rid of him. Yell will get an AWP pick, but that's about as far as it will go. Red Canids overwhelming the B side defense.
That's unbelievable for Lato. I don't believe that the player towards that monster area fired at all. So it would have been unknown to them. They might have had a back of their mind thought that there was a third player at that B bomb site, but just the spam attempt to come through the smoke lands perfectly, and they open up B really nicely. Only one player going down from Destiny, and Yell's the last one left. And even holding on to this AWP might be a bit of an issue considering how quickly these Ts are trying to hunt in J. Ooh, almost line up.
Gets one good kill. Can he get away with the other one? No, FNX will take him down in the end.
That's big. There's no money at all.
No. For Boom, obviously, those two kills in particular causing the lopsided economy from the last eco round, so...
For sure.
The AWP is the best weapon they can buy, but everybody else is going to have so little to work with, you know?
It comes down to how much impact these eco rounds have been able to have for Red Canids. Being able to limit the amount of players staying alive in sort of the last 4 or 5 rounds has made this last round buy just so difficult for Boom.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was the end of the road here for Boom in this series. Of course, they've still got plenty more to play here in the group stage, so don't count them out just yet. Even so, with 4 teams in this group here, Dwayne, you can imagine that some of the matches will be very, very important, all things considered.
Absolutely.
Boom to lose to this one against the Red Canids side will be disastrous here. 15-7 still, though. A third map to go for them if they have to go that far. It's just very passive control from Red Canids. They have lost that opening pick.
Molotov coming out to the divider area. Control around this banana area being established at least. But for Boom, they don't really have too much information at this point. We just could see the slow walk into the B bomb site.
He sees one. FNX knows what S8 said is will spray through to try to do damage to the man, but he's burning. Smokes are up. Bolt's trying to see if he can receive, but in the midst of all these smokes and flashbangs, they are all sorts of blind here for the CT side. The sprays up from Nython might connect to Bolt, actually. He gets a pick back. 2 players left standing for the Red Canids. FNX getting a kill. Knack wrap over towards the water position and get down Felt. Pick up that bomb as well. Probably get a plant. A 2 versus 2 to ensue, with 2 AKs and an AWP and a CZ to retake here. Yell's got to get a really good pick to open things up, and it's just not presenting itself to him. Knack's going to wait back on the site, waiting for someone to face up. Well, I think he may have just spotted Yell on the shoulder bait. Catches Cello anyway, and the AWP is all that remains. Knows where one is, has no idea on the second. FNX about to face and get the final frag. 16-7, we'll be going to a third map here, Dweg. A very impressive showing there from Red Canids against their map.